Here's to the people who bash, the ones who love to dish, meeting up at noon, spreading all their tunes, or scandals if they wish. What's up, bashers? Bastards! Got a little volume on my speakers, got to turn that off. How are you all today? I'm recovering from yesterday. I feel kind of like I'm not in fighting shape. Doing the 4.5 hour, losing my battery power, losing all my power. That was so fun. I can't believe what an adventure that was yesterday. Spur of the minute, threw it out there just because I wanted to, and man, it turned into a classic. The viewership was outrageous, bashers. Thank you so much, you bastardos. Amazing. We did well over, like, I think it's almost to 1,200 views from last night. The upvotes were incredible. Wow, what an incredible gift from all of you to iBashers. I can't thank you all enough. I have a little bit of a war wound. I don't know if you can see that. See that mark there? It's from the holding the gimbal. And I did switch hands a couple of times, but because I'm lefty, I hold the gimbal with my right hand so I can do other things. It was a really crazy thing. We'll get into that in a minute. I just want to say hello to everybody first. Scotty H, number one in the room. Ooh, Andrew, I'm sorry. Lord H, great to see you, Lord H. Yesterday was amazing. So fun learning on the fly. You know what? Like, a lot of stupid stuff happened. But hey, that's just part of the game, learning how to get stuff done. Um, yeah, I wish it, considering the phone does so much and that new gimbal does so much, but for some crazy reason, there is, it needs an interpreter, and that's not really out yet. Like for this thing's got amazing zoom functions on it, and it just doesn't work when you're working on the live stream yet. I'm sure that it will, like everything, like crypto and the internet, and as I sadly said yesterday, but not light speed travel. Andrew Wolkowicz, the king of last night. Unbelievable performance by you, my friend. Holy smackaroonies were you, and holding the fort down. Dana O'Malley, I mean, all hail to Dana and Emmett O'Malley and Sheen O'Malley. Thank you so much. When my battery went kaputski, I actually bought a battery from that nice guy. He said his name was Sean, and it wasn't. But that's cool. I got this battery from him, and it must have had about, I flipped the button and it said full charge. I was like, okay, great, I'll take it. I'll go. And I went out of coffee and did my little spin in the street and thought that was going to be super fun and all that. And it just crapped out. And then I went to like 3 other stores trying to get another battery. Nobody had anything. Then I went back to this guy's store and he was closed. The roll gates were down and whatever. This is all charged up now. My other 2 were all charged up. This one is charged up. This is a really thin one. Dana gave that to me like a zillion years ago. And there's the other one. Oh, there it is. They're identical. And so that won't happen the next time, which I hopefully will probably do, soon. I hope. Andrew, thank you so much. Let's give you, let's start you with the big gong, because you're the big gong man. Have you ever heard the one about a frog who dreamed to become a king and then became one? It's one of my favorite songs in the history of songwriting. Neil Diamond is a god. That was probably because he gave an upvote and subscribed. Working till 5:30. Oh, so you're not on the stream right now. Oh, I was thinking about starting the show a little later because it seems like everybody likes it. You can tell me this. You can talk to me. You can talk to me. Do you like the 5 o'clock time slot? Because, we had originally, had a conversation among the conoscenti and it looked like 5 o'clock was the right time, but it doesn't seem like those rules apply. So if 6 o'clock is better for everybody, let me know. And we might consider that. I'm here to do your bidding. It's your show. I just host it. Thank you, Andrew. Nick Sisto, good evening, all. Great show yesterday. Thanks so much, Nick. So I had so much fun, Nick. I had so much fun. This hurts. My joints hurt a little bit. I guess I just don't walk that much anymore. Maybe I'll just go back to running and recycling because it was actually a lot of work doing all the boat stuff, and I don't know, it just whatever. But I was thrilling. I loved it. I loved being a part of it. Nathaniel Hannon on BASH.com said I only caught the tail end of yesterday's adventure. Looked fun. You were there in the end, though, and that's all that mattered. Thank you so much. Let's give you this guy. Thank you so much, Mr. Hannon. Angelo Minichello. Buonasera. Good evening, everybody. Hello to you, kind sir, on the rock. Aguri. Ciao. It's Vaughn. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. I thought aguri was just something you said when it was somebody's birthday, right? Is that an expression that can be used elsewhere? I don't know. Tanti aguri. Vasilios P from Greece. Hi to all. Great to see you too. Dean just finished watching yesterday's live stream marathon, man. Yeah, I know. I mean, it was so cold, not cold. It was rainy and chilly when I left, but it had just stopped. And when I got on the boat, it was windy and all that. And then you saw how it was raining, and then it just got steamy like a steam bath. And I had a long sleeve shirt on and a jacket, and oh man, I was matted and disgusting. It was horrific, but hey, it was worth it. Nino, hello, my friends. Been way for a while. Can't wait for tonight's episode. Hey, Nino, how are you? Looking great with that Lamania-based movement. What is that? I mean, that is definitely in the 3-2-1 family. Is that the original one? Which iteration is that? I don't see any markings on it. I know a lot of people used it. Fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. Taking time. Hey, man, great stream yesterday. Enjoyed it. Hey, man, it was so great to see you in the chat. I saw you there. Taking time. Taking time. It's been a while. Drew B is here. Hey, Dirk, I thought you were on Patreon. I am on Patreon. Indeed, I am. What do you mean? What do you mean? Where's my Patreon? Don't I have this on here? Hold on. Yeah, I do. It is www.patreon.com/bashers. It's very easy. Indeed, I am. And we have some wonderful, wonderful people from the beautiful Patreon pantheon, and those are, I'll do it now: Jim Lassick, Andrew Wolkowicz, Go, Moto Soto, Nick Sisto, Complicated Time, Fergal McDermott, Nathaniel Hannon, Dana O'Malley, Lord Scotty H, Dean McKenzie, Al Benedetti, Angelo Minichello, Gasman 308, Danielle, of course, Dave, Fahrenheit 451, Dave Fitzsimons, Lady with the Wrench, Lady Martin, Lady with the Wrench, and of course, Easy, everybody's fan favorite, the Easy, isn't he? He will probably accompany me on maybe the next one or the one after that. We'll make decisions on all that stuff, and that'll be great because he's good company. I have to say, I bet all you bashers are great company because this is a community of really super cool people, helpful people. Everybody was great. You know what I loved? I loved the feedback while I was doing the show. Can't hear this, can't hear that. It's too windy. It's do this. Great, man. I love direction. I'd be a director's dream if I was ever in a film. If I was ever in a play or a film. I'm not a wizard, but I'm not really a vlogger, but I am for the duration of the video or the stream. I like taking direction because I always feel like those people who give direction, unless you're a total jackarse, most people who are in that position, there's a reason why they're in that position, and it's to help other people hit their marks, as they say, Melly C. Hello, Melly C. Good day, Dirk. Fantastic walkabout yesterday. Thanks so much. It was so good. So good. But we'll get to you. We'll have the Bashtards Gallery tonight. Obviously, I mean, I couldn't one of these days I'll figure that out. I just think the walkabouts, I'll just do that because it's so complicated to get all those things. You're like and spinning plates. It was fun though, really, Melly C. Thank you so much. Vasilios P says he loved the stream yesterday. Thanks, man. Hey, Jim Lassick's in the room. Yeah, he's a super bastard. Hello, Dirk and friends. Great to see you, man. Ray, hello, Ray. You never gonna stop amazing me. Aw, come on, you, Mr. Bulliver Man. I'm gonna call you Bulliver Man from now on. Oh, you're very sweet. Scotty H, Lord H. 5 is best for me. I go to work at 7 your time. I'm just putting it out there. It's 5 o'clock. That's the time we do the show. Yesterday had no rhyme or reason. I had everything ready to go, or so I thought. And then it was so annoying when I opened up the door, and like as you open up my door, my TV's to my right, and it's on like a credenza, and there were the batteries. All because I was like, where are my sunglasses? If the sun comes out, which it didn't, ridiculous. Dave, Fahrenheit 451, upvoted number 19, 19, 19, number 19. That's pretty good. 53 in the room already. Thank you so much. I'm telling you, last night I'm shocked by by the views and the upvotes, and man, I'm so humbled and grateful. You know, we've been sitting in the studio for the last 6-7 months, right? Just being friends and interacting with one another and sharing and being kind and all of that stuff. And it was so fun to go out there and see everybody's opinions. And what I will do in future walkabout, dirkabout, bashabout is I'm gonna do exactly what we do on the show. I'm gonna let you dictate how the story progresses. So if I'm down at World Trade and you go, hey, there's a great this over there, I'll go. Or if you say, hey, can you know what I mean? I want to do that because you know what? I walked down a couple of streets yesterday that I don't think I've ever walked down before. Maybe they're cross streets I've been down, but little tiny things, I've never done it, which is really cool too, because it's my city. And I don't know everything. You put me in the Bronx and I'll get lost. So who knows? You're going to ask me to do a walkabout Bronx? I could. Yes, a little late for Greece. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of you folks are in Europe, so it's only because we went so late last night. She was up till 5 o'clock in the morning at the end of that thing. I mean, that's insanity. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Hey, Dirk and everyone. Yesterday's stream was amazing. Keep them coming. I will. I mean, I'm all kitted out for the most part. I'm just gonna get I'm gonna change bags so I have like a little bit more pouch action, so I can make sure I've got everything locked and loaded before I get out there. Live and learn. Everything will progress. I'll get it. Hey, Jim. Sounds like I missed a good one yesterday. Was riding in a parade honoring. Oh, well, you're doing the right thing, my friend. He was riding in a parade honoring fallen heroes who gave all. Well, they gave the ultimate sacrifice, and thank you so much for doing that. You're a man of integrity, beauty, and incredible grace. Thank you so much. Softcore to record. 5 pounds. Watch the live stream on replay. My dog Disco kept tapping the TV screen. Dirk's on the move. Dirk's on the move. Dirk's moving. Crazy, man. Let's give you the monks. Dean says, if you're starting a show 1 hour later, it's yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. It was just, I just put it out there because I can't believe, maybe it's just because I did a big Gonzo. And I guess everybody got excited. Like, oh shit, he's going to do New York. Now, I want to tell you, like, Chris Boyd sent me I don't know if you're in the room tonight, Chris, but he sent me a very, very nice email. And he said, I'm going to tell you what he said. And it kind of made me think. He said, Dirk, for your first work about it was brilliant views in New York. And then he wrote that I will never see in real life. And I just refused to accept that, Chris Boyd. And I said to him, listen, buddy, the world has gotten much smaller. I think travel is one of the great privileges in this world. It doesn't have to be a whole hell of a lot of expensive things, but to see other cultures and to see other cities and the history of these beautiful places that this world is made out of, I am extremely privileged to have seen so many of the beautiful cities of this world, and I have yet so many left to see as well. I just keep going back to Venice. I will tell you what's funny. Right before I started the stream, I was like, oh shit, it's 4 o'clock. And thank you, Andrew, for reminding me earlier. I was a little bit, I had to run some mega early errands tomorrow because I unfortunately have a court date tomorrow for us, not Rose. And got to deal with that. So I'm getting a lot of eggs in a basket. And I was running around like a lunatic, got home, took a shower because it was ungodly hot this morning. Had to get in the subway, go downtown, blah, blah, blah. I didn't bring my camera. Well, I brought my phone. So I got home and there was a documentary which I found on YouTube. Let me see if I can find the link to that. And it was called Gore Vidal Venice. Now, I don't know if you guys know who Gore Vidal is, but he's a very famous broadcaster, writer, and he's dead. And it's like a 2-hour documentary about him going to Venice. It's called Vidal in Venice, and it's on YouTube, so it's free. And he's a very interesting guy, an eloquent, beautiful speaker of the English language. And apparently, he has Venetian. Apparently, his family comes from Doges. I didn't get to the bottom of it yet because I watched 15 minutes of it. And I was like, okay, showtime. I'll watch it tonight over dinner. But it's shot. It's old. It's got to be the 70s. The first time I ever went to Venice was 1999. So, I missed a lot, but, I've seen Death in Venice. I've seen all the old movies, Summertime, 1950, Katharine Hepburn, David Lean. Uh, what was his name? Luciano Brazzi. What's Rozzano Brazzi? I always wind up, because I fall in love with cities and their charms so often. Paris, like it took me forever to like Rome. I'm still on the fence with it because it's I live in a big, giant, crazy, psycho metropolis, and Rome feels that way to me, except it's got more beauty and more ruins and stuff. But the people are just as frenetic, if not more so. Venice just has this. It's my happy place. I mean, I actually was watching him. He was leaving Marco Polo Airport, and I got a little teary eyed because I remember every single time I ever get there, I just look around and I just go, wow. So getting back to Chris Boyd, come to New York, figure out a way to come to New York, and I will be your personal tour guide. I'll take you to all the places you want to go. We'll spend some time together. If you can get to New York City before I get out of here. Because it's still, listen, as much as I want to have I like a divorce from New York, doesn't mean I don't love it, and it doesn't mean it's not home. It's just that I feel like I've had enough. I'm getting older, and I want to enjoy beauty. I want to look at, Dean's Gardens, and I want to see the flowers, and I want to see the sea, and I want to relax and, sit with Dana O'Malley in a piazza and have an amazing aperitivo and just talk about, her kids and what their dreams are. These are the things that, I'm much more interested in life, obviously I lost Laverne 2 months ago, and it's changed my life in crazy ways. I just have a lot of time that, I like to be away from the house without, it's just weird. And, I'm not saying that I like it. I think it's weird, but, life in Italy would be, for me, maybe another dog. I haven't had a dog in 20 years. Maybe it would be that, but I just want to enjoy the beauty of life, a great ice cream or a great meal, a gorgeous glass of wine, and meet beautiful people. The rat race doesn't interest me anymore. It just doesn't. I think life is too short and too beautiful. Like, I'm in my 50s, in my late 50s. I mean, what the how did that happen? I was this young, long-haired rocker ready to destroy the world. And, that just didn't happen. I got tastes of it. And you know what? Every once in a while, I still get to taste a little bit of that. And I like the short little spurts of it. I think about how different when you think about your dreams, it's a really interesting thing. Like, what was your dream when you were in school? You want to be a writer, an actor, a singer, a dancer, whatever, an astronaut, it could be an accountant. It doesn't matter what your dream is. I love numbers. I want to be a CPA. I mean, I really was driven in such a way that it's not that I never really wanted to be famous. I just wanted to be a working singer, songwriter. And I wanted to be in a big band, sure, and tour and play arenas. And, but if that happens, like in a cycle, like, album tour, album tour, album tour, I'll tell you what my life would be. I probably wouldn't have a 35-year relationship, which I am blessed to have. I wouldn't have had all the pets that I've had, Dinga, Glaucus, Murray, Clara, Laverne. I mean, I wouldn't have any of that. I would never have had any of that. Bruce, who lived in my house for 18 years. I had a cat for 18 years that would never let me touch him because I saved him from a building site. And he was feral. And he lived here. He lived in this room in a box in the back. And he'd come out and he'd stare at me. And he left the planet about 4 years ago. And he didn't had no interest in meeting Laverne. But I wouldn't have had any of those things. My life would have been drastically different. Who knows? Maybe I'd be dead. Not from like drugs and debauchery or anything, but who knows? Who knows what could have happened? You're on planes, you're on trains, you're on buses. I would have had a completely different life. And you know what? I'm glad I didn't have that. I'm glad. I don't want that now. I look at it now and I go, I love doing the shows in front of a lot of people and stuff, and it's really fun. And I really like to taste that. And then I love to go back to the hotel and just be a person. Because, like somebody posted Hardcore Shutterbug, who's my friend who often shows up on the show. He showed up last night. He's a real person. He's my friend Steve, and he travels with the band when we play shows and festivals and stuff. And he documents everything because he's an incredible photographer and a really great hard rock punk singer. And he put these pictures on Facebook of us all doing like the signing of autographs and albums in Germany. I think it was like 5-6 years ago. And that's a very weird feeling to do. And the first time I said I didn't want to do it, I said, oh, I don't want to do that. That feels so weird. And then they made me do it. And I felt so incredibly humbled by it. So, because I am a really big hater of artists with big egos, because you know what, everybody shit's the same. Everybody's exactly the same. Yeah, you might be, Mariah Carey or Whitney Houston or whatever. They're people too. People are people. And I've met people in this industry who were the biggest stars in the world, and they were the humblest people. And then I've met people who weren't the biggest stars in the world, who were the biggest assholes. And that's one thing. I think when people make it really young, they get fucked. They just their mind gets screwed up, and they become, we were talking about briefly on the show last night about Taylor Swift's carbon footprint. Now here's a girl that's the voice of a generation of girls, and she's got some bad habits. And her bad habits are tattling on lovers and a carbon footprint. She did a flight. She went up, she went down in a private jet. To DSO she's got. I don't know. I'm ranting about this, right? How crazy is that? But it's just like, when you make it young, your perspective on the world and your place in it become completely skewed. And you know what? I just want to sit in a chair on a piazza and stare at people and see kids and dogs and cats and lovers. And, when you're in Italy, you get to see these amazing weddings that happen. You don't see that in America, but you go to a village on a Saturday and you'll hear dong dong, and then you'll see this incredible bride, and the whole town comes out, and they have it's amazing. That's the stuff I like to see, man. That's what I'm into. Anyway, I rant. I rant. How did I get started on that? I don't know. Roar of the Tiger, how are you doing, dear Roar of the Tiger? Thinking of you and thought of you. Candles lit for you and your family, because you're beautiful, and you deserve a lot of love and compassion. Thank you so much for being around. I know that this has been a very hard time for you. This is where that family and your time with your family, time with the people you love, is the most important thing you can have in this world. It really is. All gave some, and some gave all. You choked me up. I'll choke myself up. Ray Dirk, you'd make a walk about a donut entertaining. Now, I don't know about that. I couldn't even tell you the last time I had a donut, man. And Ray, I've said this on the stream before that I don't get Monty Python. I'm going to try to do a deep dive now that I'm older. Maybe I'll get it more. Like I've said, I love all the members of Monty Python, all the people that make up Monty Python, or as they say in England, Monty Python. But like I always feel like it seems a little silly to me, but maybe that's the whole point. Vasilios P. I need everybody's opinion for the Citizen A. Oh, can I look this up? Sure. Citizen AW0130. Hold on. Citizen AW0130. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, wow. That's pretty, man. Did I get that? Oh, -85. Let me get that right. Dash. And I'll show it to the world, because you share with me, I share it with the world. Is it the XE? Let's find out. Let's take a look at that for Vasilios. And you could tell us where you're thinking about getting it too. Oh, cookie settings. I always say yes to cookies. Shouldn't you? Oh, that's awfully pretty. Pretty dial. That's really great, man. AW30. Is that the XE? You talking about the XE or is it not the XE? What is this got? It's colorful dial and combination of super titanium. Oh wow. Citizen has been using titanium, a rarely available raw material, to manufacture watches since 1970. That's very interesting. That's not something I knew about Citizen at all. Gives 5 times more strength of the steel, super titanium. Look at that. I love it, man. What colors does it come in? Oh, here we go. Here's blue. Oh, wow. These are very pretty. And here's that like sand color that everybody's cuckoo about. Can we get out of this region shit? Nobody cares about that. I love it, man. It's Echo Drive too. Very nice, man. I think everybody likes it, bro. Get it. What's the price on that thing? What does that cost? How much is that? Let me see. I'll go back and it'll tell me in my search. Is that possible? It's like between 3 and 4. I see different versions from different places. Lovely, man. Lovely, man. Love it. Scotty H says I watched it a couple of weeks ago. It was very good. Oh, you did? Is it new? Did it just show up? Can't wait to watch the whole thing. Dean Ray wants to know where you are in the UK. Drew B. Vidal versus Buckley back in the 60s is debate art. Oh man, you know what the thing about Gore Vidal is? He was just talk about cunty. Oh my gosh, he just had a tongue on him. He could just eviscerate you. Crazy town. Hey, Carlos Paggi. Hi, Dirk and the Bashers late again. Hey, man, doesn't matter. Better late than never. It's Kevin Landon. Glad you made it home safe and sound. Friends like the O'Malleys are priceless and speak well of your character. You know what? I have the best friends on earth. The most thoughtful, kindest. I love my friends. And the friends that I've had, you know, like my 2 oldest friends in the world. Well, my childhood friend from grammar school, I'm still friends with him. I keep the friends I love because they're worth it. You know, you guys all know Mimi and you've heard of Mary all the time and the O'Malleys. I mean, it's just it's a friendship love affair. You know, they're family. It's more than just friendship. It just is, you know. You know what? They complete me. I can't even imagine going on a holiday now without them. It just wouldn't be the same. And we've done that. And it's been fine. And then when we go with them, it's like, oh, wait a minute. That's the real stuff. 25 miles from London. Cool. Conair's here. Upvote, peeps. If you can, please. Upvoting is great. Great. Roar of the Tiger. Oh, thank you so much. $10 US. My favorite Gore Vidal novel is Burr. Yeah. It's the probable POV of his times versus Hamilton and more. Much takes place in my old neighborhood of Washington Heights. Oh. You know, I've never read Burr, but I know of it very well. What a cool thing. Thank you so much for the 10 balloonies. Let's go cowbells, right? Have we done cowbells in a while? Where are they? There they are. I'm trying to drink plain water. I'm not good at it. I like bubbly stuff. Isn't that my problem? I love the bubbly stuff. Thank you, Roar. Carolyn Martin says she's privileged to have my autograph. Silly goose. Stupid. Well, all the Patreons and anybody who asked me for a CD got one too. So yours has special inscription on it, but everybody's did. Because it's just like, I never do I have autographs? I have Ronnie James Dio's autograph because I was a super fan and I was a kid. And then I have a couple of baseball dudes and I have a few. I mean, if somebody gives you your record or a book, you know, if somebody gives me a book as a gift, I certainly hope they would inscribe it, you know, because it's just makes it more special, right? Dean says Spider-Man 2, the video game, is based in New York. It's uncanny that I swung through that place where all the little lights in your street and your live stream. It's a very realistic game. It's very interesting about video games. Now, Grand Theft Auto 4, which is Liberty City, I've said this to a lot of people. That got me through the death of my dog because when she died, she was 17 and it was impossible. I could not function. So I met some guy from Craigslist, got a PlayStation 3 because that's what was out. And I played that game for months. I go to work, come home, play that game, you know, buy drugs, rob hookers, fight the mafia. But it was starts in a place that's called East Island City, which is based in Long Island City, where I live. And it was there's a lot of things that were very, very close. Not exact, but you could go to the World's Fair, to the Flushing Meadow Corona Park, and all of the stuff there was the same. For fun, there's these two big towers there. Well, it's three technically, but they're the high ones. And you can climb all the way up to the top of it. You can steal helicopters, because I got all the cheat codes eventually after I finished the game. And you could go in there and you could fly helicopters, and it's so fun. I haven't played a game since. I think the last game I played was Quantum of Solace, and that was it. I'm not a big gamer, but it is fun. I haven't done the Spider-Man 2 video game. What system is that for, Dean, may I ask? Melly C says, I love people watching. Man, it's my favorite thing in the world. You just sit back in a chair, glass, go, and just surveil the crowd and see exactly what's happening. People are so much more interesting than ourselves. I love to I used to work with this terrific girl at the bar, and we would just we'd see a couple at a table, or a guy alone, or whatever, and we would make up a backstory for them. And sometimes it either came pretty close, like he's waiting for a date, or this is a first date, or twice I saw people on dates and I said they're a match and they're going to get married. And twice, I said that a couple of times, but twice I was right. And it was pretty great. And they would always come back and say, this is where we met. And I'm like, I remember your first date. Dean, £4. Ooh, super sticker. Let's go with what are we gonna go with? Let's go with the big gong. That's the classic, isn't it? That's the classic gong. It's like old times, right? Melly C loves a Citizen. Everybody loves a Citizen, right? They're beautiful, and they own Boulevard. Vasilios. Thanks, Melly C. Are you kidding? Anything for you, Vasilios. Ray says, Echo Drive. Yeah, he loves it too. Softcore Jericho with £5. Kudos to the iBashers in the live stream chat. My wingman, Andrew Wolkovich, was in boost mode. Super chat city, bro. I know. Andrew, I was like, man, come to New York. I'm buying you dinner, kiddo. Holy mackerel. Is that going to stay off? Ooh, did I lose it? I lost it. Wow, I lost a light. That's kind of cool, though. I had a feeling that this thing was going to crap out. Did it die for good? Hold on. I'm going to surveil. Yeah, I think we lost it. That's okay. Now I'm in the shadows. It's actually kind of a cool look. Thank you so much for that. Let's give you. Oh, let's find. Let's go to Gong Woman 3. I love this one. Yeah, that's a great one. Ray says, Vasilio, all good, mate. It's great to see you there. Oh, I did play the Godfather video game. Yeah, it was great. I also tried to play this video game. I forget the name of it, but it was like old-timey bootlegging in like the roaring 20s. And it was aesthetically really great. And then they would ask you questions and stuff. Scotty H, do you remember the name of that, Lord H? Nathaniel Hannon. Venice deserted and the fog was like being in Assassin's Creed. I'll tell you something, man. There is nothing like that when you're standing, somewhere near a canal in that foggy Venice weather that only I forget the word that Oshin uses. It's a Venetian word. That's I know labor is the wind, and that's in Trieste, and they probably get it in Venice also. But there's a word for the fog, and it's really cool. But there's no other place that has it just like that, especially with the architecture of that city. It's magical. Let's go Gong Woman 1 for Nathaniel Hannon. She's casting a spell on her husband, that will show up in the next one. I'll give it to Jim Lassick, $4.99. Thank you for the super chat. I wish I could drink plain water. Vino gets in the way of trying to do the right thing. Life's too short, right? Man, let me tell you something. You know what? I just it's so boring, right? I like bubbly stuff. Um, I definitely, I mean, I'm not, I mean, obviously, guys know I'm a wine guy. I don't drink booze, but man, did you see that beer go down yesterday? That beer was when it's hot and you've been working and man, somebody puts an ice cold, like a good beer, and a good beer to me is Bud in a long neck bottle, ice cold Bud. Like the other day when I was testing the new system out, I FaceTimed with a Sheen and I went to this bar and I asked her if they had Bud in the long neck bottle because it was 90 degrees. It was beating. Look, you can see I'm all burnt. And I got all, I mean, I do tan. It's just I got to work on it now. I bet you I'll have the best tan I ever had with the new Bashbouts, the walkabouts. Um, a cold beer, man, on a hot day. There's nothing like it in the world. In the world. Let's go find the our poor little. Here he is. He does whatever Gong Woman wants, and that's it. And that's his shtick. That's fine. Dean, PS5. I have a PS3, Xbox or high-end PC. Okay, it needs it 60. Oh, you have a nice stuff. You have LG. What do you have on the OLED? But you're in England. You could get a Panasonic. Man, if I could only get a Panasonic, I would kill for a Panasonic. I have my plasma, and when I went to buy the gimbal, I went to go peruse all the TVs. Can I tell you something? I hated every single one of them. One, I can't have a 65-inch TV. I don't have the room for it. I would like one, but I don't have the room for it. All the small TVs were like Hisense or all these weird brands. There's that brand. I think it's Chinese. I don't know what it is, or Taiwanese, and it's called like TCI or T something like that. But it's the big rage here in the big box stores, and they just look like shit. And they were QLED, so I was like, all right, this is not working. I didn't like anything in the store at all. Nothing looked as good as my TV except for that giant, ridiculous Sony OLED. It was like 80 inches. It was absolutely amazing. Uh, After last night's show, I think we need to give Andrew an anti-dating pill. Yeah, he's got a man crush. Well, she's amazing. You know, amidst the luckiest guy in the world. They're a great couple. They're a power couple. They're just they're two things that are even better together. Gotta say, because I love them both. And I hang out with him, I hang out with her, and then I hang out with both of them, and they're just it's a house on fire. Fantastic. Here's Richard Petrie. Good day, Dirk. Thanks for the great show yesterday. You're so welcome. I see that you left me some. You got a pick in there for today's Bastards Gallery. Thank you so much for that. Roar the Tiger with $5. Curious about Gore Vidal's wit and his command of the English language. Check the Dick Cavett out with him and Norman Mailer. Oh man, they got into a big ass fight on there. Whew. Listen, man, don't pick a fight with a persnickety literary queen, because you know what they whew, he was like a dragon breathing fire. That was vicious. I've seen it many times. Absolutely crazy. Igor Vidal's nuts. He's very subdued in this thing from what I've seen from the beginning of it, and I can't wait to watch the rest of it. Let's do a little bit more Gong Woman. Where are you, Gong Woman? I have to go search for her. Or I can organize these a little bit better. Right? Here. It's funny. Jim was talking about the wine thing, and it's like my problem is that like I get buzzed off of booze really quick. Like I caught a wicked buzz off that one beer I had yesterday. It didn't last very long, but I had a wicked buzz. And when I drink wine, the first 3 sips I get buzzed, and then it kind of just unless I like last Friday. I got near 3/4 of a bottle of wine over 2.5 hours, and that was just like way too much. Like I paid for it the next day. Not that I was sick or anything. I just felt meh. And I have this little concoction. It's called Baraka. It's very popular in Europe. And if you ever think you've had one or two or whatever, too many, it's Baraka. It's like a vitamin tablet, and your vitamin tablet, you put it in. I put it in seltzer, and it's delicious, and it's orangey. And if you could drink that before you go to bed, you'll wake up feeling miraculous. And if you don't, get out of bed, make it. then go back to sleep for 20 minutes or close your eyes for 10, 15 minutes because it really does work. Baraka, it's just full of vitamins and electrolytes and potassium and all the things that you need. If you've, especially with champagne, and I like champagne, good champagne, you got to be careful with it because it can be nasty. Dean says, Gong husband looks like he needs a holiday with a ghost. Yeah, well, he's just doing whatever she says, and that can be a scary thing. She's got him in that position. Damn typo. Where was the typo? I didn't see it. Curious about Gore Vidal's witness command of the English language. Dude, I see right through that. Yeah, I do those jumble puzzles, when the things are, and I can read backwards too. Yeah, I'm a very fast reader for the most part, and I can read backwards. So it's a party trick. I don't know if everybody can do that, but I don't. Nobody's ever told me they could. You have the LGC one. Okay, yeah, that's the one with no lag time, right? No lag time. Bro, the Tiger says, Nam ni o hurin genkyo. Oh, Nam mi ho rengekyo. Oh, it's funny. The way I learned that was the girl I was talking about before that we used to make up the stories about people. Her mom is into Buddhism, and she wrote it out phonetically for me too. Nam mio ho renge kyo. And she wrote it out phonetically, so I'll never forget it because it was almost like she, did it in sign language. And then I saw What's Love Got to Do with it. Angela Bassett, I know she's kind of a biatch because she made that biatch face when Jamie Lee Curtis won the Academy Award. I have two things to say about that. One, Angela Bassett, you're one of the most terrific actresses I've ever seen. She's marvelous in everything. She was just in Contact, where she was not just because I watched it last week. She was in there, and she's great. It's art. You were in a freaking Marvel movie. Nobody's ever won an Oscar for that, and they probably won't. But she looked so pissed. She should have won for What's Love Got to Do with It. That went to Holly Hunter for Broadcast News. And Holly Hunter, she's adorable, but that was a very annoying thing that she was like constantly doing that. The whole movie was really, really annoying. It's like listening to who are those two brothers? The guy with the funny nose. It's in all those weird movies. That guy's got a voice who talks like this all the time. I think his brother's a better actor, but that's my opinion. Gong Husband looks like the weatherman on RT won after the news. Yeah, he looks like a weatherman. And he's just like, what do we want tonight? Ball gag or handcuffs? Del Boy ZA's here. Howies! Great to see you, buddy. I just got a whole bunch of new pictures from the people for the gallery. And it is 1:45, so you know what that means. Let me get rid of that off the screen. And go to the brand. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Gallery of Bastards. The Gallery of Bastards. And read us just the sublime, the ethos. The Gallery of Bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world. Emmett O'Malley and his genius ability to come up with songs in less than 35 seconds. Incredibile. I'm not like my dates got a little messed up on here, so I'm gonna hit a couple of things that I might have shown you already. I have to look to make sure. No, I got them. Okay, great. No, I got all today's stuff. Yeah, this is start off with Andrew because he said, "Oh, this is a cute one. Amazing, man. Amazing." Olive being crazy after Sunday Mass. He said he just watched Sunday Mass. That's when you know a cat loves you. They trust you with all of their soul because they give you their belly, and that's when you know. That is when you know. She's so beautiful, man. Thank you for that. She wants to cuddle. Angelo Minichello, halfway up the laneway at what is going on there? Halfway up the laneway at Colina Verde. How cool is that? Let's present it now. What's going on here? Gmail. What's going on, Gmail? Look at that. Oh, that's quite beautiful. Oh, some roaring. Let me get the banner off the screen. You don't need to see that. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. I thought there were two pictures here, weren't they? Hold the phone. I'm pretty sure there was. Yeah, aren't there? I don't know what's going on. Are there two? Hmm. This is so weird. That never happens. It's kind of thinking. Oh, yeah, there is a second picture. Well, that didn't open the way. For some reason, this didn't open the way all the other Bashtards Gallery pictures open up. But there you go. Up the laneway, halfway up the laneway at Colina Verde. Beautiful, man. Fantastic. Thank you, Angelo Minichiello, Richard Petri. Okay, now this opened normally. I'll have to investigate that. It's a picture of Peace of Mind. Were you listening to that? Ready? I'll never forget when I bought this record brand new. I was working. I had like an after school job, and I sold natural ices on the streets of New York. I had a cart, and I went at like 3:30 in the afternoon. I went to this parking garage that in the basement they had a freezer and 300 carts, and I would load up with all these different ices, and I would go to Black Rock, which is on 52nd Street and 6th Avenue, or Avenue of the Americas. And I'll never forget, this album came out. I went to Sam Goody. I bought it on cassette, and I listened to this album, and I went, oh shit, because their album before that was The Number of the Beast, and I became a Bruce Dickinson fan. I mean, I was a fan already, but I was a kid, so this was Taylor Swift for me when I was a teenager, and I was in love with the music. Thank you for that. It's one of their best records, and I saw them on this tour too at the Nassau Coliseum. That's where I saw them. It was cool. Bruce was a little rough on that tour. He like that tour that they had done for the album before that. I think he blew his voice out on it. Took him a little while to get it back, but he did. He definitely did. Dean says this photo did not wind up in the Bastards Gallery the other night. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's find it. Here it is. Oh, that's absolutely beautiful. See, this is what I want to look at. Look at the resolution on this thing. Holy, what are you? That's iPhone? Is an iPhone capable of such things? Wow, that's beautiful, man. Incredible. Thank you, Dean. I'm glad you sent it because now we can really enjoy it. Thank you, brother. And some more from Dean. Oh, yeah, more. Wow, these are incredible. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you need to just stop and smell the flowers, as they say. You know? Unbelievable. That's all I really want to do is look at beautiful things, hear beautiful music, see beautiful art, walk around, and these have been some very trying times, and I dream about the burden being lifted, because it's just so much at one time. Look at this. Look at me zooming in there. Look at that. Isn't that outrageous? That, my friends, is life. If we just found a flower on another planet, maybe we're just not supposed to know about that. Obviously, there's a reason why God put that so far away, right? We're never supposed to meet. Maybe that's the way it is. I don't know, but let them have their own flowers and seascapes and animals or whatever they are, sentience, whatever it is. Maybe we're just not supposed to know about it. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Why didn't the other ones come up? Here, let me do this again. Dean's got a bunch of them. So hold on. Let's look at the beautiful flowers and share beauty with each other. There you go. Oh, that's great. The bees got to that one already. Doing their job. People are afraid of bees. Don't be afraid of bees. They're just doing their job. Just get out of their way because you're in their way. We are in the way. There's too many people. We are in the way. We're in the way of the elephants and the tigers and the lions and the hippopotami. We are in their way. We are taking up all of their habitats. And the bees are just doing what they do. That's their nature. And we're doing all the shit we shouldn't be doing. Yesterday, we are talking about global warming. Man, after the show last night, I looked up to see how bad it was worldwide. And I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but man, there's one place that it is really bad. This is crazy. What is that, Dean? That doesn't even look. Wow, that happened in nature. That is, that is made of stardust. How in the world did that happen? Incredible. Wow. Thank you, Dean. Amazing. Thank you. That was absolutely gorgeous. Wow. Beautiful red poppies indeed. Here's one from Ken. Ooh, kids, you ready? Here's a watch. Can you believe we're going to talk about watches for a second? That is beautiful. His rare vintage Bulova. Wow, that looks like it's a 1930s. Was that like early 30s, right? Is that like did you give me any info on it? You didn't, but I would like some. I mean, look at that intricacy on the bezel. It's absolutely outrageous. Small seconds. Incredible. That's a beautiful piece. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow. Can we have more pictures of that when you get a chance, Ken? Because that is beautiful. And I love, because everybody here likes watches. Right? You guys like watches, right? You do. You like watches. That's unbelievable. Very vintage. And then here's the Roadrunner's vintage watch. Ooh, wow. Look at this. Oh, Ken, you're turning us all on. What are you doing there, mister? Look at this thing. Wow. That is gorgeous. Oh, my God. Look at him with these tanks with small seconds. That is a beautiful piece. See, that's a collection. I love he collects a very specific thing. Now, is that like in front of a gear shifter? What is that sitting on? That is beautiful photography, man. Whatever that art is that you've created, it's quite beautiful. What is that? It looks like a 4 or 5 speed. Is that what that is? Wow. Incredible. It says Acme. An Acme watch. The Roadrunner's vintage watch. Unbelievable. Richard Petrie says he's listening to some Ghost. I don't think I've ever heard them. I know who they are. I know he's like he's supposed to be like Papa something or other, right? He's like the pontiff. I know he wears the big, cassocks and surplices and the papal hats and all that stuff. I've never I heard one song from them once. I was like, oh wow, that's really poppy. I was very shocked at how poppy it was because they look more menacing than that, right? Oh, here's Melly C with a little more Mork and Mindy and some Longines. Oh, look at this. Look at this artful. Look at this thing. Oh my God. You're killing me. Wow. Somebody got a manicure. Look at that. It's beautiful. Oh. Is there anything cuter than a sleepy cat? No, I don't think so. You couldn't be cuter, Mork. That's beautiful, Melly. Oh man. Longines, one of those brands. One of those brands that people just, I don't know. They just don't get it. They're beautiful. There's definitely a Longines in my future because I love the brand. It's so historic. There's so many great things about Longines. Oh, and then there's the lady. Look at those eyes and that blaze is killer. It's Mindy. Hey, Mindy. She's beautiful. Thank you, Melly C. It always cheers up my day to see little Mork and Mindy. Wow. What do we got? Basilios. What do you have? Oh, what are you? Oh, it's the kittens. Have they gotten this old already? Oh no, you're so screwed. You're gonna have to keep some. Because look at that. How could you resist that? Oh my God. Oh wow. And Mama doesn't mind, or did you adopt this one? Oh man. Oh, look at that. That's just too much. Oh no. I would have to immediately. I know it's still weaning with Mama, but I would have no choice but to take that home. I mean, not right away because when I found Laverne, she was tiny and obviously she had been weaned, but I just went, what are you doing here? Oh my God. Thought that's just too much. Did you adopt one in the end? Or are you? I mean, are they old enough? They might not be. Here's Ray Ray. What do you got for us, Ray Ray? Nice. Oh, here's the Ministry of Silly Walks. Yeah, there's your Monty Python watch. Oh, look, it is pretty funny. Look at that. I'd be afraid that anchor would cut me, but you're a seaman, so you know how to do that, sir. You know how to make sure that doesn't happen. Here's a beautiful stone wall. Is this ancient? I mean, you're in the west of Ireland, so this certainly could be. It looks kind of modern, but it might not be. They know how to build a good wall in Ireland back in the day. Amazing. Anybody want to take that for a screensaver? Do a screen cap. Let me do this for you. Let me fill up the screen, and you could do a screen cap because that would be great wallpaper, wouldn't it? Unbelievable. Thanks, Ray Ray. Thank you, Ray Ray. Thank you, Ray Ray. Oh, hey, more pictures. Look at this. Jim Lassick. Oh. Are you serious, Jim? Are you serious? Oh, shit. Wow, dude. That is no kidding. Oh, wow. Dude, I know I've always wanted the black Milgauss and I have it. And the Z blue, I never fell in love with it, but the white one, oh man, is that killer. That, and they discontinued that quite a while ago. And that, I'm wondering, like, have people gone bananas for that? Bananas. Who does that sound like? Bananas. Get away from me. You're driving me bananas. This. Oh man. That is just. I was gonna say, Melly C, are you looking at this? Yeah, that way. Oof. Man, oh Shevitz. Wow. Look at that. That is so killer. How did this not take off? I don't know. That dude. Oof. Jim Lassick. I think of you in a completely new way. Carlos Paggi says Daddy's here. Hey, Carlos Paggi. Great to have some shots from you, man. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's blow that up. So cool. The kinetic. Yeah, they don't make those anymore, right? That's a shame. That looks well worn, my friends. Well worn. A watch should be well worn. We baby them. I do. Though I like, you know what? Listen, my Speedy's I wear it all the time. And the Milgauss, I am very, very, very pussy with. Because, it's got polished center links and I'm just afraid. But you know what? 50 years from now, when somebody inherits it or whatever, this is beautiful, man. It looks great. Love the black and orange, as you know. Hopefully it'll have a little bit of life on it because the life happens in it's in the watch. I have, what do I have? I have the one little ding. It's not a ding, it's just a little scratch, and it's right there. It's right there. And it's minor. And you guys caught it that time. And I haven't done it again because I'm crazy. But but man, I can't get over that white one. That was absolutely crazy. Wow, that's really nuts. Tony Scuderi's here, the hairy Italian. Everybody's favorite hairy Sicilian is here with some bicycle shots. You getting in shape for the summer solstice, sir? Look at that. Looking great. With his specialized frame. Oh, look at that. Hardtails. I have a great Harrow hardtail. I actually had a great fork on the front, which was a RockShox Mag 21 SLTI, which is a very old fork. And I wish I have it, but it needs to be rebuilt. And I put some kind of RST on it, and it's not that great. I don't love it. Showing off his beautiful Pepsi. with a meteorite dial, right? Is that what that dial is? Carolyn, you know. That's what that is, right? It's beautiful. On his big meaty wrist. It looks, almost looks small on a big sledgehammer like that, pal. Is that it from the man? Is that it? Hey, Daniel. Oh, sorry. Let me get that off the list. Daniel just joined my Patreon. Thank you, Daniel. Let's give you a big a brand for that. It's never happened during the show, but wow, thank you so much. I'm going to give you a mega chat for that. Thank you for that, man. I'll make my introduction video as I do for all of the Patreons, introducing you to my super cool Patreon crew, and the Bastard crew too. All of that stuff. It's the little tidbits you get when you're on the Patreon channel and all that stuff. Thank you so much for that. It's never happened during a show. And he says I still have a mini disc player. I do too. It's down there. I haven't turned it on in ages and ages and ages. And you know what I have? I have like 3 albums: Faith by George Michael, The Red Shoes by Kate Bush, and Automatic for the People by REM are the 3 store-bought mini discs that I have. But I used to use it. I think I said this before on the show. I used to use that to control my band's toaster. My band, when we went on tour, we had like orchestral stuff that we couldn't do live, but we wanted to have it. So my camera just did some funny stuff. Oh, look at that. Oh, look what it's auto-focusing. When does it do that? Hold on. There you go. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I did an update last night. Maybe that's what it is. And we ran our whole show on mini disc, and it worked like a charm. And I love the technology. I had like cellos and all kinds of stuff that we couldn't do live, but my drummer played with a click. This side would be like, so he could go 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody does that now. But now they put like lead vocals in there, which is cheating, people. Nah, don't do it to your singer. Terrible. Let's get back to the chat and see what everybody was saying. Let's see. Oh, I missed a bunch of them. Don't want to miss any of them because everything you guys have to say is important to me. Now I have to figure out where I'm going to get another one of those bulbs. I had an extra one. I'll have to look up to see what it is because I have no idea. The Brazilian says it's a gold plate on a 2.5 jewel watch. Interesting. Peter Campbell says Wiley E. Coyote ordered everything from Acme. He sure did. Anvils, explosives, dynamite. Amazing. Oh, the mom trusts you for the kittens. Okay. That is kitten cuteness overload. It sure is, man. He's considering, well, when she's ready, because she's gonna just say, go fly away on your own, and then you're gonna feel funny about that. Le Carre says, oh, Dan Lilker visited a nice bar in Finland today. Who does he play with? Murphy's Law. What's the name of his band? I don't even know. I mean, he was, when I was in Anthrax, he was in Anthrax. So, and he was one of the founders of that. Melly says that White Millie is gorgeous. Did you have, I don't know, like I was like stroke time. Del Boy says Jean-Claude Van Damme. Absolutely, 100%. Vasilia, gorgeous White Millie. Yeah, that was beautiful. Hey, Andrew. Hey, baby cakes. Everybody was saying what a superstar you were last night. Absolutely crazy. You were the star of the show last night. Unbelievable. Carolyn's like beautiful Pepsi. After I was like, look at that milk house. Sometimes, a certain watch will just flip me out. And I just didn't see that coming because I thought I knew what Jim has. I did not know. It was quite the surprise to open up that email and see that. Like, oh, shit. Because you know what? I have never seen one in person. I'd like to. Carolyn says, Andrew, legendary chatting yesterday. Andrew, you officially are in the books as a legend, as you know. And thank you for making me put the thumbnail up because I actually thought I had done it. And I had made it and I just didn't upload it like a lunatic. I was just like, I guess I'm lazy. Nino, hey, baby. Yes, it's Meteorite. The second shot was my road bike. 2 different bikes. Very, very cool, man. Very, very cool. I didn't miss that, did I? Let me go back to that to make sure. Because sometimes the arrows don't work for me. And then I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't have a It doesn't have a second picture. Uh, where was that? It was right here. Let me find it. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, kids, while I find that out. Where was it? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. One's a specialized, and the other one is. What is the other one? Oh, yeah. Oh, there are two different special. Oh, one's a road bike. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Road bike. Very cool. See, I didn't see that, and I'm usually up that. I've never had a road bike. I've always been a mountain guy because I'm a rough and tumble kind of fella. I like to bash about, break about, and I've rolled down a million ski mountains on a bicycle, and I've never broken a bone yet, thank God. And I hope that never happens because that would be horrible. But thank you. Now I know you would what your screen name is. I didn't put two and two together. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, okay. That's nuts. Andrew says, I will have to tone it down for a bit, but thanks, Carolyn. You had a couple of beers, and that's okay. No, Andrew, do not. Yeah. All I can say is this is the only thing I will ever say about listen, I love you guys. You're all amazing. Couple of things on this particular show that is you can say pretty much, tell me anything you want to tell. But certain kind of political things can get ugly. And that's not nice to a lot of people. We can all agree to disagree on some things. That's fine. You might say, I love blue, but red's better, orange is better. What? That's great. I still love you because you love red over orange or blue over green. And Andrew, everybody loves you. You have a couple of beers, Just remember at the end of the day, not just singling you out at all, because there was another guy who, and you'll know who he was. He's not here anymore because he said a couple of things that just went a little too far. And especially, we have some beautiful basharinas, man. We have some absolutely incredible basharinas in this world who we adore. Women, we put them on pedestal. And I know that you do, Andrew. So I'm not talking about you, but listen, here's something my dad used to say. If you think you're going to regret saying something, don't. And that's simple. And, remember what I told you guys about, like I used to have that one glass of wine too many and I'd pick a fight with Paul. I don't do that's not in my world anymore. You know why? Because don't. And it's not you. So if you think you did, then don't. But you don't. You know what? You are a beloved member of the Bastards, man. And don't second guess yourself unless listen, man, you know who you are, you know who we are. It's fine. But there is one person, I'm not going to mention who it is, and they just went too far when it came to saying things about the ladies. It crossed the line to the point where, and we didn't know them all that well, like we don't know them like we know each other. And it just got to the point where they had to just be banished because I timed them out, and then they came back and they continued to do it. And we haven't had very many of those people on this show at all. We have people who we respect, who we love, who we cherish. This is a little world unto itself. iBashers, the whole this town, man. We built this city. We built this little village of camaraderie because we all care and respect each other. And that doesn't mean we can't have a good couple of ribbings here, there, and everywhere. We all have senses of humor, and that's great. But that one guy, and you remember who he was too, because he would come in like a bullet train and just start saying a couple of things that were just a little. I curse once in a while. I have a couple of drinks and I'll say shit, damn, fuck, whatever. It happens. But Basharinas, man, we absolutely adore them. This is YouTube is such a, we're not talking about hair and makeup and hairstyles and power suits and stuff. This is a watch community, and the women in the watch, well, this isn't a watch community. You guys mostly come from watch community. Watch chicks are the cool chicks. Girls who love cars, girls who love mechanical things. We have the cream of the crop, kids here. We have some great girls, and they all happen to be beautiful too. Aren't we lucky? Aren't we lucky? Having great women in your lives is a privilege. I mean, listen, I always look at it this way. Like my dad said, if if you second guess what you know you're gonna say, don't do it. Just think, would your mother be proud? That's fine. I mean, remember when Donald Trump was like, grab him by the blank, blank, blank. I agreed with people when I said it's locker room talk. And it is. Guys do talk like that. As gross as that may be, I've heard it 800 billion times when I'm at the gym, or I'm at the bar. And, when you're a bartender, people say things to you like you cannot believe. They'll be like, that guy's a fucking communist. They will, after a couple of drinks, they will tell you everything. And sometimes, here's my new little trick that I like to do for people. When somebody comes up to me, like I was the day before the bash about, I was in Union Square and there was this guy and he was spewing some kind of political shenanigans and stuff. And I'm curious. I sat down and I listened to it for all of it. It was too hot, so I had to get up. But I recorded some of it. And this guy was basically waiting for the aliens to come down. I was like, you deserve that, because it was so crazy. Listen, man, we love this town. This is a great town full of great people. This room, this channel, you guys, I love you guys, because you know what? You all deserve to be here. That's all I have to say. Andrew, I'm going to give you a big one. You're going to play nice, upvote and subscribe. You always play nice. All right. Listen, man, couple of drinks. Everybody gets a little loosey-goosey with that. Just remember, would you say that to your mother? And it's not so bad. I don't know. I do that too. Like when I had a couple, I had, in my estimate, I had 2 glasses too many of wine. And you see me, I make these little tiny pours. I don't do full glasses of wine. I do very small pours, and you just keep going back. I could tell when I've had too much, and I watch the stream back and I go, oh, Dirky sloppy. Don't be that. I don't want to be that. Oh, Carlos Paggi says, Dad loves your show. Oh, man, that's so great. Thank you so much. Oh, man. Le Carre says, the current band seems to be United Forces. He seems to change bands like some people change socks. Yeah. Listen, he was in a band that became very big and, well, not really big. I mean, they don't have to have day jobs, and that's great. But he was in a lot of bands after that. I mean, a lot. What was the big one, though? I forget. It's a shame, because he was kicked out of the band that he started. And that's not nice. Who lives here? The Pope? The Pope? The Pope is what do you call that guy? Papa, right? From Ghost. That's his name. He changed his name a couple of times. Very interesting. RESPECT. Tell me what it means to me. Andrew says, so excited to get home and see Dirk still on, even though I'm dirty from work. Hey, man, you know what? Take a shower. You'll feel good. Have a cold beer and watch Dirk. I'm so happy you got home for the additional time to watch the show. I go a little late, and, I wanted to recap the bash about because it was so exciting, and I'll grab my soapy shower to get clean. Is that okay? Anything you say, baby. Anything you say. Vasilios P says, so true, Dirk. It's so true, man. We built this city, man. We built this beautiful little town full of amazing people that we all really like. How amazing is that? I mean, 1,000 to 1,200 people yesterday. People don't know. How many people came in yesterday and were like, what is going on here? I've never been here before. Why am I missing out on this little thing? And we're like, I don't know. Who are you? Excuse me. Who are you? What are you doing here? Unbelievable, you guys. Hey, listen, that's the show for today. I can't thank you enough. Wish me well tomorrow. I have a nasty day in the morning. I'll be thinking of all of you. Hey, Hitish, she just got in the room. Hey, man, just ended my last shift. Time to look for. Oh, really? Well, congratulations, and to better tomorrows, man. Unbelievable to you, Hitesh. Good night. Well, wishing you the best. I'm thinking of you. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know. I'm going to post it late because tomorrow, I don't know how long it's going to go, but it's in the morning and I should be back usual time. I will post something if it has to be. I don't think it will go that late because you know how sometimes you're on the roster and you have to wait and then the judge wants to get lunch and then it's an afternoon thing and sometimes it can go late. It could happen. I'm hoping to just go in there and get in and out because because it's bullshit. Andrew has work off tomorrow, so I'll definitely be here. And I'll love to see you there. My pleasure, Roar the Tiger. Thinking of you as always. Thanks for the stream and good night. Thank you to you guys. Thank you for tonight. Thank you for yesterday. Thank you for the amazing love and support. Thank you to Oshin O'Malley, Dana, and Emmett for coming in and being soldiers. Absolutely incredible what you guys did while my battery ran out, and you saved the show. The warriors of the world, you guys are amazing. I can't thank you enough for all of that stuff. You just rule the world, man. Thank you so much. Anyway, you know how it goes. Ladies and gentlemen, hold the door open. Say please and thank you. And always remember that when you encounter unkindness, you can't always know what that person's going through. Give them the benefit of the doubt. You know why? Because they might be having a bad day. Either that or they're just a
Action!